Good morning. It's Deborah Atkinson, host of Flipping 50 TV and the Flipping 50 podcast. And yes, it's a pajama party. So this is really intimate, right? But I want to point out something to you that's come up since my recent launch of my bone health course. So mini course really talking about how to improve your bone density, how to avoid bone density losses, slow them down, stop them, and then there's a little window of opportunity. More now, there's some exciting news about new supplements that are actually much better potentially than calcium for improving your bone density even after the age of 50. So there's some good news on the horizon, but this keeps coming up, and this is really news. In the presentations I've done live and in the course, in the webinars, this is the biggest piece of really, I didn't know that comes from audience members, and that is being sure that if you're using milk, even if you can do dairy, or you're using milk alternatives, and I'm talking coconut milk, almond milk, cashew milk, those fortified kinds of milk that actually have more calcium in them than dairy does. If you're putting them together in your smoothie with your greens, which is great, right? We can get it all in one place. You're not absorbing the calcium. And it may be as little as 30% of that calcium that you really can count to your bottom line because of the oxalates that are in the greens that you're taking in. So you want to be careful about consuming your high protein sources, high calcium sources that you're thinking, okay, here's my calcium, here's my calcium, here's my calcium, I'm covered for today. If you're having greens and you're putting milk here, because you like it creamy, great, but know that that cup of milk that may have 420 milligrams of calcium, which is a super source, if you're trying to get to 1200, you have to do that twice more and you're there, right? Or other great food sources. But you may want to separate your green smoothie, your energy raising, taking in those extra greens. And what I've got in here is an apple, love Honeycrisp apples. I've got spinach in here, and I've got a kiwi in here to sweeten it a little bit, along with my protein powder for muscle, and that's another video a little bit later, and collagen, all in here with matcha for a little energy, because I'm going to be working out in just a little bit as soon as I change out of the pajamas. So what I'm going to do is add the rest of my kiwi here. But I'm going to use filtered water right now, and not because I love filtered water more, but I'm going to hold off and make sure that I have a smoothie later with no greens. So I might do that for an afternoon snack, or I could do it as an post-exercise breakfast. But I'm not going to put greens in that one because I want to absorb all of the calcium from that, and I need to get that in the morning to start counting my calcium. Strong bones are not a guarantee just because you exercise. You've also got to be doing weight training, overweight bearing. So if that's news to you too, you got to be doing just a little bit of studying. I've already poured some filtered water in this cup, and sometimes I would also put a little lime juice in here as well. So great for gut health. And I'm going to blend this up, right in my NutriBullet, and all of those things. A little less fluid needs to go in here because unlike some of the harder things like berries, frozen berries, I've really got foods that are high in water content anyway. So ready for the noise? Here we go. So super fats, right? Not necessary to blend this one too much more because I don't have all those hard to blend up things, and I didn't put any frozen fruit in. If you like it a little bit colder, you could put ice in it, or you could add a little bit of frozen berries to it. First thing in the morning, I kind of like a closer to room temperature, so my apple's been sitting out, spinach has been in the fridge, my kiwi actually has been in the fridge, so it's a little chilled but not too much so. So raising my vibration, but also I'm just getting in great greens without interfering with calcium absorption. So if you have questions about bone density, go ahead and come on over to flipping50.com and I'll tell you a little bit more about the bone health course. And I'll see you on the flip side.